New Jersey Living is back in Passaic County in the very scenic Goffle Brook Park in Hawthorne, New Jersey. So this is our, I want to say, second stop in Passaic. We have not had many Passaic episodes. I believe the only Passaic episode prior to this stop would have been Clifton, which is not too long ago. So if you have not seen the Clifton episode, do take a look at that because that's a wonderful alternative for those that are kind of trying to stay in that Montclair area. But neighboring to Montclair is Clifton, and Passaic is right there at that border. Passaic County, that is right at that border by Montclair as well. But today we are Hawthorne, so we are a bit further out in the western portion of Passaic County, and the Goffle Brook Park that's right here in my surrounding scene. I'm going to give you a slow pan right here just to really take in this scene right now. You can see the brook, of course, pan up a little bit so you can catch a view of that. I can hear the babbling brook just behind me. It's quite a quiet, serene scene, just hearing pretty much birds, insects, and the brook passing through the park. So this is the largest park in Hawthorne. Hawthorne is a bit, as I mentioned before, further out west, not the far west edge, but west, further west than Clifton in Passaic County. And this is the biggest green space Goffle Brook Park is. So we're gonna have an opportunity to take a little bit of a tour through Hawthorne. We have three properties that we're going to take a look at today in this particular episode. Hawthorne is a location that certainly has had a very quietly but solidly performing market. And I say quietly because Hawthorne is not like a huge town in terms of location. But there's some dynamics that make it very much appealing because of the neighborhood setting and some other factors that we're going to dive into in the next follow-up intro scene, which I will dive into the big three like I normally do. So wanted to start here just because it is so scenic here. It is so much of a I think a vital portion of any community is when you have those green spaces that you can visit. That has a playground, has athletic fields, has a walking path, which I'm going to show some footage now just as I walk to the location where I am right now, which, you know, I feel is one of the more spectacular views in this particular park, which is why I wanted to kind of film from right here. So there's a walking, jogging trail through here. When a township has that kind of green space, it's of significant value, particularly for those who just want that recreation and they want somewhere to be able to, you know, take kids, dogs, whatever. There's a dog park in this park as well. All right, so going to take in a little bit more footage as we jump to our next scene, and we're going to dive into a little bit more of the factors that drive demand for the Hawthorne market. So enjoy some of the footage, and I will see you at the next location. Welcome to New Jersey Living. My name is Corey Jones. I'm a real estate agent here in New Jersey with the Coldwell Banker Realty Brokerage and team leader of the New Jersey Living Group. We welcome you to another episode of New Jersey Living where we explore all things New Jersey. Of course, the real estate scene, social scenes and places to dine, iconic locations. If any of those things interest you, then this is the channel that you need to click subscribe, notification bell, and like to stay tuned for content just like this that is coming to you on a weekly basis. My team, we endeavor to always deliver 5-star content that is consistent with our 5-star views on Google. We want to thank you again, all those Jersey hunters who are returning once again to be a part of this journey. For those who are new, welcome to the family. As you saw in the opening scene, we are here in Hawthorne, New Jersey, and we're going to take a deeper dive into some of the feature aspects of this community, starting with the big three. So as you will see as I flash up again, the map of Hawthorne, you'll see that we are west, directly west of that northern edge of New York City, so the borough of the Bronx and northern end of Manhattan, GW, George Washington Bridge, but we call it locally the GW, leads directly into Route 4. You follow Route 4 far enough, you're going to come to 208 that breaks off of Route 4, brings you right here into Hawthorne. So proximity is the first of three factors we consider with the big three. Proximity is one, local train station is two, school ratings is three. Proximity, we are certainly right at that hour edge of our commute to get into New York City. So check mark there, see that on the map, we are within range of an hour. And of course, where we are right now, we are at the Hawthorne train station, as you can see right here behind me. Pan around a little bit, you'll see that I am on the tracks. The station itself is nothing substantial or robust by any means, because it is a smaller community, so this is not a major commuter hub right here where we are at this station, the way you'll find in Wayne, which is the neighboring town. We have an upcoming episode there as well. But this is a local train station that gives you that benefit of having an easy commute to get in and out of New York City. So check mark there. School ratings, we'll flash that up. I refer to niche.com. I keep my subjective views outside of the school ratings and just refer to Niche. Niche has a B-, and I reserve a check mark for A+, or A-. So that's not going to get a check, so we're going to get 2 out of 3, which 2 out of 3 in many cases is not bad at all. Because as we're going to see with our tours today, there are very, very high quality neighborhoods here in Hawthorne, and a B- by New Jersey standards, as you've seen me or heard me reference in other episodes on a routine basis. New Jersey public education is among the best in the United States. So consistently ranking up there, 1, 2, going to be in those top 2, and most certainly I can't see it dropping out of top 5 anytime soon. So one of the better public education options in the country is right here in this state. So a B- is not in any way reflecting a poor performing school district. All right, so just want to make that clear. So with where we are right here in the surrounding community of the train station itself, very walkable for a lot of residents, because this is not a far out kind of industrial area that you really can't get to with an easy walk. There's a lot of residents that are living right here local to the train station. So we're going to dive into 3 properties today, all single family, that have recently sold, and we're going to be able to see what those price ranges look like for the Hawthorne market. Always, as for those who are new, I'm always focusing on the recent 30-day sales, just to give an idea of what's current. What does that current market look like? And right now we are in September of 2023. All right, so thanks for all those who are joining to return. Those who are new, I hope you enjoy the ride. I'll see you at the first house. Here we are at our first stop for Hawthorne. Make sure I'm not in the middle of traffic as I cross the street here. The road directly behind me, which you probably can't see too well, is 208. And 208 runs pretty much through Passaic County, coming from Bergen County. So that road leads you directly, with a quick shot, directly into Bergen, the Paramus area, and eventually connects or merges into Route 4 on into the GW Bridge. So as you've seen from the map shot from my previous intro segment, we are directly west of the northern end of Manhattan and the Bronx, right? So directly west of the GW Bridge. So I'm just gonna pan around as we get into our first property for today. Beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. This is part of that appeal for Hawthorne. So what we have behind me, flash up a quick pic of 93 Cornell Ave right here behind me, which is a ranch. List price on this property was I believe 550, and sold at 640, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And the property sits on a corner lot, very well manicured from the exterior, nice. As you probably can see somewhat behind me, a nice fence, and look like they have some decking on the back. But you're buying into just to pan around again, a very beautiful, scenic neighborhood. You're in a town, again, that has the wonderful green space of Goffle Brook Park. You've got also train station right here locally in town, which is going to be a major plus for those who are looking at a city commute particularly. And even then, if you want to drive, it is a little further out from being in a Bergen County town, but nonetheless, still reasonable to drive into the city to commute from here. So this particular scenario reflects, I wouldn't say entry level necessarily for Hawthorne, because there's definitely some options that would be lower 5 and even in the 400s. But with that being said, this is pretty much in somewhat the middle range of the 7 properties that have sold over the past 30 days. Of course, that's what we always kind of focus on, just to get a feel for where we are in the market. And that's of those 7, I'll give an exact number on the next stop, but of those 7, the vast majority went above list price. But even with our rates being in the 7 to kind of 7.5 range right now, we're still seeing that kind of demand. And even for this location, which we pointed out in the last intro scene, is a 2 out of 3 check mark, still very, very solid demand. All right, so we're gonna get a little bit more road footage, head on to the next stop. I'll see you there. Here we are at our second stop in front of 17 Deborah Court. We're right here on the very edge of the boundary of Hawthorne, actually, because we go another, probably literally a few yards down off the main road here. We're in Wyckoff. So just panning around where we are right now, this is a nice little cul-de-sac. Cul-de-sacs are great for just having that quieter, kind of a minimal drive-through traffic kind of environment. So you have a few homes that are located right in front of what's on the edges of what's a big circle right here, which is very helpful when you have younger kids who just want to kind of play outside, play basketball or whatever in the street. You're not dealing with traffic that runs constantly back and forth. So with 17 Deborah, this was on the market 36 days. The original list price was $699, dropped it to $675. And it sold at $675, and I think that's a very important point to make with price adjustment, because if this is a property that was newly renovated, so newly renovated properties are moving really, really quickly in our market. And by quickly, I mean within a week's time, you're expecting offers. Within 2 weeks' time, you're expecting to be basically accepted offer, maybe even under contract in 14 days. So if that type of activity is not happening with the newly renovated, then it has to become a question of where do we maybe make a price adjustment. So I can't say 100% that was the case here, but very likely. So it dropped from $699, $675, sold at $675, and it's a bi-level. So 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths. As if you've seen some of my previous episodes, you've heard my pretty much assessment of bi-levels and how it's kind of like a ranch footprint on top of another ranch, right? It's kind of stacked, but the downstairs level can vary. Some have 2 bedrooms and a laundry room. Some have 1 big open rec area and maybe a laundry room and a bath, full bath or half bath. Some have 1 bedroom. So there's a lot of different configurations that you can have. Many of them do have a deck coming off of the top level with a patio underneath on the bottom level. So it gives a lot of versatility, comes with a lot of square footage and garage as well. So garage you can't see from here, but through the driveway, turn around, and there's a garage likely on the back or the side over there. So gives a good amount of square footage, a lot of versatility. They don't carry the same market value as, say, a colonial, with the same amount of square footage. But again, that's something that you take into account when you purchase. But yeah, this is again reflecting of the 7 that I mentioned a little earlier. Then you know what? I didn't get the exact number of how many of those 7 went above. I'll absolutely have that for the next segment, for the next stop. This is more towards that upper end. We're not that highest end of those 7, but the upper end of those 7. So panning around again, you still have a nice, relatively quiet setting, and that's kind of your environment for Hawthorne. It's not a through traffic type of town for the most part. You do have some traffic that comes in and out, coming out of Patterson for one section that's a little closer to Goffle Brook Park, but even then, that's not heavy traffic for that section. All right, so stop number 2 is here. We have one more to go. Enjoy some road footage in between. I'll see you there. So here we are at our last stop on the Hawthorne tour. I know I told everyone I was going to let you know about the number of homes that have sold above list price. And here's a quick flash of the 7, how many out of the 7 and what that percentage looks like for the past 30 days and what sold above ask. So behind us is one of those examples. We're at 33 Minden Terrace, beautiful home. Definitely take the time, go on Zillow.com, go to Compass.com. You can probably even find it on Realtor.com if there's still photos. Gorgeous backyard, in-ground pool, lovely, lovely home. Listed at $699, sold at $720. Was either 26 or 29 days on market. However, it wasn't a immediate showing availability once it went live, so you got to take away some days there. Definitely went fairly quickly. Pan around the neighborhood just so you can get the general feel of the surrounding. You probably cannot see from here, but I can see right in this view right here, the Manhattan skyline. So properties that are on the other side of the hill, no doubt, have a view, and a pretty good view of the skyline. But this right here is an example, just pan up a little bit for these homes like this one. Again, another lovely home across the street. They probably have a pretty good view of that skyline. So 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. We're in the Heights section of Hawthorne. You can get the gist of the neighborhood just by this, surrounding shot as I pan here. And this is your higher end of Hawthorne. Once we start getting to the 7s and 8s, you're on the higher end in this particular community. So given the location, still with being within that 1 hour commute to the city, this location often will fly under the radar with not having that flashy name like a Montclair, right, or a South Orange. Your Tenafly, your Teaneck, Edison, like some of these that are in counties like Bergen, Essex, Union, even Middlesex are right up against the city or right against the Hudson, right? So Passaic and Somerset and Morris County, these are counties that are a little further out, but still give you options that are right at an hour, if not a little over, of a commute to the city with great neighborhoods just like this one. So this is the conclusion of our Hawthorne session. I greatly appreciate those who have been staying with us throughout our episodes. Do click like, subscribe, notification bell, and reach out to me directly if you have any questions or you just want to offer insights. Drop a few comments. Keep it positive, keep it constructive, but drop a few comments to add to the experience of everyone who is viewing. We have a lot more ground to cover. And I just want to, again, encourage anyone who has questions, you can reach out, just look up my info in the contacts, schedule me through Calendly, or reach out by phone or by email. You can also just reach out for sellers particularly. Just get an idea. Stay updated on your value, even if you're looking to sell 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line. Know your value. All right, so feel free to reach out. We study the market daily, weekly, monthly, and can give you insights on what your property market value is right now, even if you're not looking to sell. So I want to thank everybody again. We'll see you the next episode, so stay tuned. We have more to come.